Today, we're going to learn the Chinese character hai. Hai means sea or ocean, and it's one of the most useful characters for learning nature-related vocabulary in Mandarin. Whenever you see hai in a word, there's a good chance it's related to the sea, the coast, overseas places, or something connected with the sea. Instead of memorizing 10 separate words, you'll learn how Chinese builds vocabulary logically. Once you understand the meaning of hai, you'll be able to recognize and even guess many new words you've never seen before. Let's get started.
Let's start with our first word, 海边, which means seaside. This word is very easy to understand once you know the two characters. 海 means sea, and 边 means side or edge. Put them together, and the literal meaning is simply the side of the sea. In everyday Chinese, 海边 refers to the area next to the sea, where people go for a walk, relax, enjoy the view, or spend time with family and friends. It's one of the most common words you'll hear when people talk about vacations or weekend trips. For example, you can say, 周末我们去海边散步吧. It means, let's go for a walk by the seaside this weekend. Our second word is 海洋, which means ocean. Let's break it down. 海 means sea, while 洋 refers to a vast body of water, or the open ocean. Together, they describe the enormous oceans that cover much of our planet. Compared with 海, which can refer to the sea in general, 海洋 is often used when talking about the Earth's oceans, marine life, environmental protection, or scientific topics. Here's an example. 海洋中生活着很多动物. It means many animals live in the ocean. You'll often hear this word in documentaries, news reports, and conversations about nature. It's also very common in school textbooks and everyday discussions about the environment.
Next is one of everyone's favorite words, 海鲜, which means seafood. The first character, 海, means sea. The second character, 鲜, means fresh and can also suggest something delicious or flavorful. So the literal meaning is fresh food from the sea. In real life, 海鲜 refers to all kinds of seafood, including fish, shrimp, crabs, oysters, shellfish, and many other marine foods. Here's a very common sentence. 这家餐厅的海鲜特别新鲜. It means the seafood at this restaurant is especially fresh. You'll hear this expression all the time when people recommend restaurants or talk about food. If you travel to a coastal city in China, 海鲜 is definitely a word you'll use frequently.
The fourth word is 海浪, meaning sea wave or ocean wave. The first character, 海, means sea, and 浪 means wave. Together, the word literally means waves of the sea. Native speakers use 海浪 whenever they're talking about the waves you see at the beach or out on the ocean. It often appears in conversations about travel, surfing, weather, and beautiful scenery. Here's a simple example. 今天海浪很大. It means the waves are very big today. This is exactly the kind of sentence you might hear while visiting the beach. It's short, natural, and commonly used in daily conversation.
Our fifth word for this section is 海岛, which means island. Let's look at the characters. 海 means sea, and 岛 means island. The literal meaning is simply an island in the sea. In everyday Chinese, 海岛 refers to islands surrounded by the ocean, especially places that people visit for sightseeing or vacations. When people talk about tropical destinations or beautiful coastal scenery, this word comes up quite often. Here's an example. 我们打算去那个海岛度假. It means we're planning to spend our vacation on that island. This is a very natural sentence that native speakers might use when discussing travel plans. As you can see, once you know that hai means sea, it's much easier to understand why haidao means island. Chinese vocabulary often works like building blocks, and this is a perfect example of how two simple characters combine to create a clear and memorable meaning.
Let's move on to our sixth word, hai'an, which means coast or coastline. The first character, hai, means sea, and the second character, an, means shore or bank. Together, the literal meaning is the shore of the sea. In everyday Chinese, hai'an refers to the land where the sea meets the shore. It's commonly used when talking about geography, travel, beautiful scenery, or coastal cities. Compared with haibian, which often refers to a place where people relax or spend time, hai'an sounds a little more formal and is frequently used when describing the coastline itself. For example, 我们沿着海岸散步. It means we walked along the coast. This is a very natural sentence that you could easily hear when people are talking about a vacation or describing a pleasant afternoon by the sea.
7. 海滩 beach.
Our next word is 海滩, which means beach. Let's break it down. Hai means sea, while tan refers to a sandy shore or beach. Put them together, and the literal meaning is the beach by the sea. In real life, haitan usually refers to the sandy area where people swim, sunbathe, build sandcastles, or simply enjoy the ocean. It's one of the most common travel-related words in Chinese. Here's an example. 孩子们正在海滩上玩. It means the children are playing on the beach. This sentence sounds very natural because beaches are often associated with family trips and outdoor activities. Whenever you hear 海滩, imagine soft sand, warm sunshine, and waves gently reaching the shore. Now let's learn 海港, which means seaport or harbor. The first character, 海, means sea. The second character, 港, means port or harbor. Together, the literal meaning is a port by the sea. In everyday Chinese, 海港 refers to a place where ships arrive, leave, load cargo, or carry passengers. It's commonly used when talking about transportation, trade, shipping, or famous port cities. Here's a natural example. 这座海港每天都有很多船进出. It means many ships enter and leave this seaport every day. Notice how this sentence paints a vivid picture of a busy harbor full of ships coming and going. It's a common way to describe an active port.
Our ninth word is 海外, which means overseas or abroad. Let's look at the characters. 海 means sea, and 外 means outside or beyond. So the literal meaning is beyond the sea. In modern Chinese, however, 海外 doesn't literally mean being on the other side of the ocean. Instead, it's commonly used to refer to foreign countries outside your own country. You'll often hear it in discussions about studying abroad, working overseas, international business, or people living in other countries. For example, 她现在在海外工作. It means she is working overseas now. If someone moves to another country for work or study, native speakers often describe that person as being 在海外. Our final word is 海军, which means navy. The first character, 海, means sea, while 军 means military or army. Together, the literal meaning is the military that operates on the sea. In actual usage, 海军 refers specifically to the Navy, one of the main branches of a country's armed forces. It's commonly heard in the news, documentaries, history programs, and conversations about national defense. Here's an example. 他的梦想是加入海军. It means his dream is to join the Navy. This is a natural sentence that people might use when talking about someone's future career or lifelong ambition.